Hey, welcome everybody. I was reading this Keith Hernandez book, right? I'm Keith Hernandez, and they started talking about when he was called up from Tulsa to play in his first game unexpectedly in August 27th. He ended up playing on August 30th, 1974. It was a game the Cardinals were playing at Candlestick Park in San Francisco, and he was really excited, impressed, and awed at the players that he'd be on the field with. Well, he got to the ballpark, and eventually he got on the field, and he saw the starting lineup, and he was batting seventh. So as I'm reading this, I decided to replay this game. I started thinking about which basically game that I have a 1974 season for, and that was History Maker Baseball, which is one of my favorite games. A lot of fun. And I'm starting here. We are in the top of the third inning, St. Louis at San Francisco, and the reason that Hernandez was called up was because Joe Torre, who was the Cardinal first baseman, Joe Torre basically hurt his thumb, jammed his thumb, sliding back into first base. And that was the door that opened for Keith Hernandez to play in his first game. And we're going to see if he can get his first hit. He actually did get a hit in this game. And he was 1 for 2, which average-wise was the best. So he's actually the hot batter in today's game. He's about to bat. I'm playing outdoors, by the way, so you can hear all the birds. I'm playing outdoors. So here we are. We're going to replay his at-bats and using History Maker Baseball, and I'm going to go through every one of his at-bats. Now, we happen to be on the player experience mini chart for his at-bats starting off the top of the third inning. So we're going to roll 2 dice and a decider die. And it's going to be a 14 and a bullet. A 14 is going to ask me, is it a prospect batter? And Keith Hernandez is a prospect. It's his first season. It's actually his first game. So he's anxious swing at marginal pitch, pop fly, infield to shortstop. So Hernandez pops up in his first at bat in the major leagues, and it's August 30th, 1974 versus the San Francisco Giants in Candlestick Park. Yeah, welcome everybody. This is part 2. This is Keith Hernandez's second at bat. Reitz here in the top of the fifth, just grounded out to second base. The score is 2-0 Giants. We're in the top of the fifth. It's the Cardinals at Candlestick Park in San Francisco, and this is at bat number 2 in Keith Hernandez's first game in the major leagues. This occurred August 30th, 1974. Pitcher is Mike Caldwell. Here's the pitch from Caldwell. And Keith Hernandez popped up in his first at bat. And that's a 3.56. 3.56 is going to ask us, is he the same side as the pitcher? And he is, so that's a strikeout. Keith Hernandez goes down on strikes. Out number 2 in the top of the fifth inning. The Giants lead at 2-0. And we'll be back in a short while. Okay, welcome back. We are in the top of the 8th inning, and it's Keith Hernandez's third at bat. Again, we're playing the Giants. The score now is 5-1 Giants, and Keith Hernandez is 0 for 2. He's popped up in the first inning, swung at a pitch outside the strike zone because of the nerves, and he struck out in the fifth inning. So here we are in the 8th inning, and Keith Hernandez is leading it off, and he's on the team chemistry mini chart. So we're going to be rolling 2 dice. We're using History Maker Baseball and replaying Keith Hernandez's first major league ball game. This is a game that was played in August 30th, 1974. The Giants win this game 8-2, and Keith Hernandez does get his first major league hit. He goes 1 for 2 with 2 walks. So here goes the roll on the chemistry chart. Let's see if Keith Hernandez, the pitch, Mike Caldwell is still in there for the Giants. He's a star in a semi-control. Here's the pitch. And it's a 1-6 off the team chemistry chart with a bullet. A 1-6 batting team dissonance. Now the batting team is semi-harmony, so that's not going to happen. 1-6, they're not dissonant. So otherwise it's a base on balls. So Keith Hernandez walks in the top of the 8th inning to lead it off. And we will be back with more Keith Hernandez first game action. Okay, well, this is the end of the ball game, and the final score is the Giants 7 and the Cardinals 1. Keith Hernandez failed to get a fourth at bat. He went 0 for 2 with a base on balls. Base on balls coming in the top of the 7th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th inning, the top of the 8th inning. He never batted for the 4th time. He goes 0 for 2. This is a game played 1974, August 30th. Used History Maker Baseball. Now, it's pretty interesting. I'll show you the line score. Basically, the final score was Giants 7. They won this game in actuality by a score of 8-2. In our replay, they won the game 7-1. It was Mike Caldwell who pitched a complete game versus Siebert took the loss and Caldwell took the win. The Cardinals managed only 3 hits, 1 run, 3 hits, but committed 4 errors. Yes, that's right, 4 errors. 1 error by the right fielder being Reggie Smith. 2 errors by the shortstop, Tyson. And finally, there was an error by the first baseman, Keith Hernandez. He made an error as well. So, overall, interesting game. It wasn't as close as I would have liked, but so be it. Keith Hernandez goes 0 for 2, basically, as you can see, popped up in the 3rd, and then later in the 1, 2, 3, 4. In the 4th, he struck out, and then later in the 8th, he walked. And was forced out at second base on the pinch hitter Melendez ground ball to second baseman. So that was all for Hernandez. He will play game 2, and let's see if he can get a hit then, his first major league hit. And we will save the scorecard if he does. So that's all. Signing off. Combat Painter, HMB, 1974, August 30th. Keith Hernandez first ball game. If you want to read the book, it's right here. I'm not getting anything for it. Pretty decent book. Teaches you a lot about what he did and how he broke into the majors. And he's a pretty interesting guy. He's a colorful guy, and it's interesting to read. Take care. See you later.